Chosen one, before you skip this message, I need you to hear something that may explain years of confusion in your life. God is saying, those nights you thought no one saw, I saw every single one of them. Every tear that rolled down your face after everyone else went to sleep, every silent prayer whispered into your pillow, every moment you stared at the ceiling wondering if I had forgotten your name, I was there. You believed the room was empty, but heaven says it was never empty. My presence was closer than your next breath. You just couldn't feel me because pain has a way of making silence sound like abandonment. Listen carefully. This message is not for everyone. Many people will hear these words, but only a few will recognize them. Because only someone who has cried until no tears were left, only someone who smiled in public while breaking in private, only someone who kept believing after disappointment upon disappointment, will truly understand what God is about to reveal. Chosen one, there is a reason your spirit feels pulled toward this message. This isn't an accident. This is an appointment. Because today, God wants to answer a question you've been carrying for longer than anyone knows. Why did He allow those lonely nights? Why didn't He stop the heartbreak sooner? Why did heaven stay silent while your soul screamed? These questions have echoed inside you for months, maybe years. Sometimes you even felt guilty for asking them. You thought questioning meant your faith was weak. But hear me, faith doesn't mean you never ask questions. Faith means you keep searching for me even when the answers don't come immediately. And that's exactly what you did. You kept showing up. Even after disappointment. Even after betrayal. Even after prayers that seemed unanswered. Even after people walked away. You still whispered, God, I'm still here. Do you realize how rare that is? Many people worship when life is easy. Few remain faithful when heaven feels silent. That is why your story is different. Because your faith was never built in comfort. It was forged in darkness. Think back. Remember those nights when everyone else believed you were okay? They saw your smile. They heard your laugh. They assumed everything was fine. But they never saw what happened after the lights went out. When the house became quiet, when your phone stopped ringing, when distractions disappeared, that's when everything hit you. The memories, the disappointments, the fear, the loneliness, the exhaustion. Sometimes you cried so hard you could barely breathe. Sometimes you didn't even know why you were crying anymore. It was years of pressure finally escaping through tears. You wondered, if God loves me, why does it hurt this much? But chosen one, can I reveal something most people never understand? Those tears weren't proof that God abandoned you. They were proof that your heart refused to become hard. While others allowed pain to make them bitter, God allowed your tears to keep you tender. Because heaven can heal a broken heart, but it cannot fill a heart that has become completely closed. Your tears kept the door open. Even when you didn't realize it, you thought you were falling apart. God says, you are actually being emptied. Because there are blessings that cannot fit inside a soul already filled with old wounds. Sometimes God must first make room. Not by punishing you, but by preparing you. Preparation almost always feels like loss while you're living through it. A seed buried underground doesn't realize it's becoming a tree. It only knows darkness, pressure, isolation, silence. If the seed could speak, it might think its life is over. It doesn't understand that roots grow where eyes cannot see. Chosen one, doesn't that sound familiar? For a long time, nothing seemed to change. You prayed. Nothing. You waited. Nothing. You believed. Still nothing. At least that's what it looked like. But heaven says, roots were growing. Character was growing. Wisdom was growing. Discernment was growing. Strength was growing. And most importantly, your relationship with God was growing deeper than success could ever make it. You were learning to seek God's presence, not just His gifts. That lesson changes everything, because anyone can praise when miracles happen, but only mature faith continues praising before the miracle arrives. And God has been watching every single night, not just your words, but your heart. Do you remember the prayer you never spoke out loud? The one you only whispered inside your mind because saying it aloud hurt too much? God heard that prayer too. He heard the sentence you couldn't finish. He heard the cry that never became words. He heard the silence between your tears. Because heaven doesn't only listen to your voice. It understands your heart. There were moments you felt completely invisible, ignored by people, overlooked, forgotten, even replaced. You watched others receive opportunities you prayed for. You watched people who hurt you move on as if nothing happened. You watched doors close without explanation. And quietly, just, what about me? God says, I heard that question, and I never judged you for asking it, because I knew you weren't questioning my power. You were questioning your worth. That's the difference. Deep inside, you wondered if maybe you simply weren't enough. Maybe you weren't smart enough, good enough, beautiful enough, strong enough. Maybe that's why life kept passing you by. But chosen one, the enemy wanted you to believe your waiting was rejection, when in reality, it was protection. There are people you begged me to keep, who would have destroyed the future you are about to enter. There are opportunities you cried over losing, that would have quietly stolen your peace. There are relationships you fought to save, that heaven had already released. If I had answered every prayer exactly when you wanted, you would have also received the pain hidden inside those blessings. So I delayed what would have damaged you. I removed what would have distracted you. I closed what would have trapped you. Not because I stopped loving you, but because I loved you too much to give you less than my best. And that, chosen one, is where your story begins to change. Because what once looked like unanswered prayers was actually invisible mercy. Chosen one, now let me show you what was happening on the nights you thought nothing was happening. Because heaven was never inactive. I was never asleep. I was never distracted. And I never lost sight of you. While you were counting tears, I was counting victories that had not yet appeared. While you were measuring delays, I was measuring your growth. While you believed your life had stopped, I was arranging people, closing dangerous doors, moving hearts, and preparing moments that could only happen at the right time. You kept asking, God, where are you? And heaven gently whispered, I am already standing in your tomorrow. You couldn't see tomorrow because you were standing inside today. But I could. I saw every trap ahead. Every betrayal you didn't know was coming. Every opportunity that looked good but carried hidden destruction. Every person smiling at you while secretly praying for your downfall. Every shortcut that would have cost you your peace. And because I loved you, I refused to let you walk into places your destiny could not survive. You called it delay. I called it protection. You called it silence. I called it preparation. You called it disappointment. I called it redirection. Chosen one day you will look back and realize something that will leave you speechless. The greatest blessings in your life did not begin when doors opened. They began when I closed the wrong ones. There are prayers you thank me for answering, but one day you'll thank me even more for the prayers I refused to answer. Because my wisdom has always seen farther than your emotions. I know what you need, not just what you want. And there is a difference. Sometimes what you wanted would have satisfied your feelings for a season. But what I prepared will satisfy your soul for years. That is why I asked you to wait. Not because you were forgotten, but because your future deserved better. Chosen one, I know there were nights when you almost gave up. Not because you stopped believing in me, but because you stopped believing anything would ever change. You became tired, not physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You carried burdens no one else knew existed. You became the strong one for everyone else. The encourager, the helper, the listener, the one who checked on others. Yet very few people ever asked, "How are you really doing?" So you learned to carry pain quietly. You learned to smile through exhaustion. You learned to say, "I'm fine," even when your heart was breaking. But hear me carefully. Just because people didn't notice your pain, doesn't mean I missed it. I saw every forced smile, every fake, "I'm okay," every deep breath before walking into a room, every moment you locked the bathroom door just to cry for 5 minutes before pretending everything was normal again. Nothing escaped my eyes. Not one moment. Not one tear. Not one silent prayer. Some people think I only move through miracles everyone can see. But many of my greatest miracles happen where no audience exists. The strongest faith is usually built in hidden places. David learned courage before anyone called him king. Joseph learned endurance before anyone placed a crown of authority upon him. Many of the people I used greatly first experienced seasons where it looked like nothing was happening. But heaven was shaping them in secret. And I have been shaping you too. Chosen one. The version of you that is reading these words today is not the same person who cried those first lonely nights. Look closely. You have changed. Not because life became easy, but because I carried you through what should have broken you. You notice things you never noticed before. You discern people differently now. You protect your peace. You no longer chase everyone who walks away. You no longer beg for every closed door to reopen. But because suffering taught you what success never could. Pain became your teacher. Not because I enjoy your suffering, but because some lessons can only be learned in valleys. Mountaintops inspire. Valleys transform. That season you wanted to escape was the season that built the person capable of carrying the blessing you're about to receive. Had I given it to you sooner, it would have crushed you. Today, it will strengthen you, because you are no longer the same. Chosen one. The enemy thought those lonely nights would destroy your faith. Instead, they purified it. He thought isolation would make you quit. Instead, it taught you to depend on me instead of people. He thought heartbreak would harden your heart. Instead, it deepened your compassion. He thought delay would convince you to stop praying. Instead, it made your prayers more sincere than ever before. What the enemy meant for defeat, I have been turning into preparation. That is what I do. I redeem what others thought was wasted. Nothing placed in my hands remains meaningless. Not your tears. Not your waiting. Not your disappointments. Not even your mistakes. I can weave every broken thread into a story that reveals my faithfulness. And now, the season is changing. Not because you earned it. Not because you finally became perfect. But because the work I began inside you has produced fruit. There is a peace growing inside you that circumstances can no longer control. There is a wisdom inside you that pain helped create. There is a confidence inside you that no longer depends on people's approval. And that is exactly why the next door will not become another idol. You have learned to seek me before seeking the blessing. That changes everything. Chosen one. When I finally answer certain prayers, you will realize something surprising. The blessing itself will not be your greatest reward. Your greatest reward will be the person you became while waiting. Because blessings can disappear. Money can come and go. People can enter and leave. Opportunities can rise and fall. But the character built inside you, that remains. No one can steal it. No disappointment can erase it. No betrayal can take it away. It belongs to you forever. That is why your lonely nights were never wasted. They were investments. Every tear watered unseen seeds. Every prayer strengthened invisible roots. Every moment of endurance prepared you for responsibilities you could not yet imagine. One day, someone will ask how you survived. They will see your peace but not know the price you paid for it. They will admire your strength without realizing it was born from countless nights of weakness before God. And when that day comes, do not tell them only about the blessing. Tell them about the nights. Tell them about the silence. Tell them about the tears. Because that is where they will find me. Not only in the miracle, but in the process. Not only in the victory, but in the waiting. Chosen one, this is my promise to you. The nights you cried alone were not ignored. They were remembered. The prayers you whispered were not forgotten. They were stored. The faith you held onto was not unnoticed. It was honored. The waiting you endured was not punishment. It was preparation. So stop calling yourself forgotten. Stop believing that silence means absence. Stop measuring my love by the speed of your breakthrough. I have never abandoned you. I was writing a story far greater than the one you could see. Lift your head. Strengthen your heart. Do not let yesterday's tears convince you that tomorrow has no hope. Your story is not ending in sorrow. It is unfolding in purpose. One day you will stand in the very place you once prayed for with tears in your eyes. And when you do, you will finally understand why I never wasted a single night. Because every lonely tear became part of the testimony that now glorifies me. I am still with you. I always was. And I always will be.